stream. I have to be quiet because I don't want anyone to know that I'm here. That was loud. I wanted to do some very soothing ASMR of what a Twitch stream is like. You have now entered into TIMdigo Chameleon. First, I will set up the room so you can hear all the sounds and the things that go into our streams. First, I'll turn on the lights. Let me do that. I will also simulate what the noises are like when we're setting up.
We're gonna play Dungeons and Dragons. Oh, look, we're friends.
Okay. I did it. That was the setting it up. The lighting is now better. The next most important thing about a stream is the beer. So now I will drink a can of beer, and I will do so in the microphone. That was really good. Alright. I will now move on to the next item of ASMR. My assistant. It's a bag of wavy Lay's Hickory barbecue chips. That was a sneeze. That was planned. My next item will be the sound of Sharpie writing on paper. Excuse me as I put the microphone downward. I don't know why I look here. I should look here. I'm like, I look at myself, or I could look at you. I could look at myself. I look at myself. Okay. Are there any guesses as to what I wrote? Looking at you, listeners. I'm waiting. Any guesses on what I wrote? Please tell me you're there. I don't have any friends. I wrote hello. That's what I wrote. If you guessed hello, you win. Congrats. All right, what's next? Next I will sound of tissues. The tissue box going down. May I have the next item? Gelatin. Ooh. That was good. For my next activity, I will now read a dramatic reading of The Hobbit by J.R.R. Tolkien. I shall find a passage. The Hobbit by J.R.R. Tolkien. Chapter V. Riddles in the dark. When Bilbo opened his eyes, he wondered if he had, for it was just as dark as with them shut. No one was anywhere near him. Just imagine his fright. He could hear nothing, see nothing, and he could feel nothing except the stone of the floor. Very slowly, he got up and groped about on all fours till he touched the wall of the tunnel. But neither up nor down could he find anything. Nothing at all. No sign of goblins, no signs of dwarves. His head was swimming, and he was far from certain even the direction they had been going in when he had his fall. Amen. He guessed as well as he could, and crawled along for a good way, till suddenly his hand met what felt like a tiny ring of cold metal lying on the floor of the tunnel. Amen. He put the ring in his pocket almost without thinking. What foreshadowing this message is. Certainly, it did not seem of any particular use at the moment. He did not go much further, but sat down on the cold floor and gave himself up to complete miserableness. For a long while, he thought of himself frying bacon and eggs in his own kitchen at home, for he could feel inside that it was high time for some meal or other, but that only made him miserabler. He could not think of what to do, nor could he think what had happened, or why he had been left behind, or why, if he had been left behind, the goblins had not caught him, or even why his head was so sore. The truth was he had been lying quiet, out of sight and out of mind, in a very dark corner for a long while. After some time he felt for his pipe. It was not broken, and that was something. Then he felt for his pouch, and there was some tobacco in it. And that was something more. Then he felt matches, and he could not find any at all, and that shattered his hopes completely. Just as well for him, as he agreed when he came to his senses. Goodness knows what the striking of matches and the smell of tobacco would say brought him out of darkness in that horrible place. Still at the moment he felt very crushed, but in slapping all of his pockets and feeling around himself for matches, his hand came on the hilt of his little sword. Oh. The little dagger that he'd got from the trolls and that he'd quite forgotten. No, unfortunately had the goblins noticed it, as he wore it inside his breeches. Now he drew it out and shone pale and dim before his eyes. Oi, so it is an elvish blade too, he thought, and goblins are not very near and yet not far enough. That was Bilbo talking. Bilbo Baggins. But somehow he was comforted, and it was rather splendid to be wearing a blade made in Gondolin, for the goblin walls of which so many songs had sung. And also he had noticed that such weapons made a great impression on goblins that came upon them suddenly. Oi, go back, he thought. No good at all. Go sideways? Impossible. Go forward? Only thing to do. On we go. So up he got and trotted along with his little sword held in front of him, and one hand feeling the heart. All of a patter and a pitter. Amen. The Hobbit by J.R.R. Tolkien. This is the meditation time after what I have just read you. Take time to meditate upon the word of the Tolkien. Alright, so that was the part of the stream where we read things, and that is now over. Now we will do another part of the stream where I give a history lecture. Assistant, can I please have my American history book? Thank you. Now I shall give you a history lesson now. The Great Depression. Now, the Great Depression was in the early 20th century. And one of the most interesting things about the Great Depression is what we call Hoovervilles. Now, Hoovervilles were a result of Herbert Hoover. He did some bad choices. And so what they did, Herbert Hoover decided, you know how we change the economy? We just put a whole lot of vacuums. Tons of vacuums. Lots of Hoover vacuums. And what had happened was, it didn't work. So what happened was they put all of the people who bought vacuums in these tents in the outskirts of town because they couldn't get jobs because they wasted all their money on Hoovers. And so then they had to live in what they call Hoovervilles. Hoovervilles, guys. Hoovervilles. Because like the vacuum. You get it? Thanks. Alright, what's next? The Red Scare. Now, the Red Scare happened shortly after World War I. What it was is we had, of course, fought with the Russians, and so some of the politicians in there, mostly whites, said that, oh, we can't have Russians here because they wear red shirts. And they're going to start giving red shirts to everyone. And sure enough, they did. The Russians came over after World War I, and they shared a bunch of red shirts with everybody. And everybody was really scared of it. And so they put all the red shirts in one pile, and then they got rid of them. And that was the Red Scare. And it wasn't until 1984, or insert date where the Iron Curtain got lifted, that we were allowed to have red shirts in America again. That is why in Star Trek, when the red shirts die, that was a symbol of our aggression towards the Russians. Oh. Oh, okay. I see that I have gotten 100 bits. What would you like me to do? I didn't plan this out, so didn't think that was gonna happen. Yeah, I know Chekhov. He was a different kind of Russian. That was why it was progressive. Alright, so Meowdith, what would you like me to do for 100 bits? I'm guessing that's 100, or is it not? Or are those not bits?
I don't know.
I don't know how Twitch works. I'll wait for them to respond.
It says you need 100.
I'm waiting. What would you like me to do? Oh God. Okay. I mean, you didn't pay for bits. But... Okay. All right. I'll do some stand-up. So let me go get in character. I will be right back. So what we're gonna do really quick is we're gonna take a quick break. I'm gonna prepare some stand-up. And when you get back, I'm actually gonna get a couple of other special guests as well to come do stand-up. So we'll be back in exactly 5 minutes. Okay. So please hang in there. You're gonna see some stand-up in 5 minutes. Okay. I repeat, 5 minutes. All right. We'll be right back. So I just realized that this thing is a thing. Even though they, like, the square thing. I knew it was a thing. I just forgot about it. So I'm real good at my job. Shout out because Sam's here. She's cute. So she's my audience.
Yeah.
So, all right. So,
Castle
I gotta do the thing. Okay, that's a thing. And then this. I'm real good at this. Wait.
So good at this.
Oh no, don't want
Castle Master just gave you some more beats.
Jeez, man. Well, okay, so the TIMdigo logo was Eric or Alcohol Boozy Man or something. I don't know whatever he's called. Here's my problem with this. I know everybody by names. Like I don't know what their real their stream names are. So those people you see on the thing. All right. So what's gonna happen is I'm gonna do stand up. Cool thing. So I actually have friends over because like some stand up friends because I have friends that do stand up. So they're gonna do a set too. So but I'll do some of my material, but I don't want to do any like original material. So what we'll do is you guys just give me like a few words, and I'll riff off of it, and then my friends have also offered to riff off that as well. So I'll wait like a couple seconds, just like give you a chance to get some words in there, and we'll go from there. So I'm waiting. Just give me like a word. Just give me a word, and I'll riff off of it. Peanut butter. Okay. The first thing I thought about peanut butter was dogs, but I'm not going to go there because this is family friendly. This is a family friendly show, guys. Peanut butter. Don't give it to your dogs. It's bad for them. So peanut butter. When I think about peanut butter, I always think about how when I was a kid, peanut butters make me think of sandwiches. Sandwiches make me think of childhood, and then when I was a kid, I would make sandwiches, but they weren't normal like peanut butter jelly sandwiches. I would make like ketchup and cheese sandwiches. And yeah, that wasn't normal at all. And when I was a kid, I had tiny hands. So that's the punchline.
Jesus.
That was the joke. Did a good job. It's a good joke. How'd you guys like my joke? Was it a good joke?
Yay.
Don't all clap at once. Alright. Alright, now what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and bring up some of my friends. They're super, super cool. I think they're really, really funny. So let me go ahead and introduce Mr. Capone. Mr. Capone. Woo, give it a hand for Mr. Capone.
Whoa! 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 Hey, I'm Mr. Capone. I tell the jokes. All right. What do you get when you cross a ham sandwich with yet another ham sandwich? You get 2 ham sandwiches. Hey, am I right? Hey. Let's talk about those women. Am I right? You know, those women. They're people too, I guess. Like, I think just like everybody else, they deserve less money than the men. Because the men are people as well. Hey, am I right? Women. Women. Alright. Tough crowd. Alright, cool. Next joke. What? Oh, alright. Tough crowd. All right. Hey, you. What's your name? Hey, what's your name? You. Yeah, the one person in the audience. What's your name? Sam. That's a boy's name. Am I right? Whoa.
What's your dad's name? Oh.
My dad's name is Sam. And that's why I'm attracted to the one audience member I have. Because she reminds me of my dad. And I never got to love my dad the way I wanted to. You know what I mean? Hey, talk about mouth stuff. Whoa. Alright, that's all the time for me. I got the light. It means it's time for me to get off. Whoa, alright. Oh yeah, I'm gonna bring back your host, Tim. Whoa, whoa.
Woo! Mr. Capone!
All right, that was Mr. Capone. That was great. Wow. So I was thinking the other day about flamethrowers and how flamethrowers were like blocked in the Geneva Convention. So if you didn't know what the Geneva Convention is, the Geneva Convention is when they decided to basically like what they were trying to decide what kind of things were moral and immoral during times of war. So they decided, all right, these things are moral about killing people, and these things are immoral about killing people. And one of the things was like they got rid of the flamethrower, and I think it's kind of stupid. That's the punchline. Yeah. Thanks. Cool. All right, I'm gonna bring out the next comic. This guy is all the way from Newnan. That's where he's from. And so please welcome to the stage, Mr. Wacky Wacky Zany Improv. Whoa! Whoa! Look at me! It's Wacky Wacky Zany Improv. I'm here to do some improv. All right. So I'm gonna play the game ABC. All right. So can somebody give me the word as a suggestion for ABC? You over there? How about you give me a word?
Bubbles!
Bubbles. All right. We're gonna do a scene about bubbles. Okay. We're gonna see that in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. All right, this is my scene about bubbles. Bubbles are cool. Cool are bubbles. Dude, I love bubbles. Exactly, bubbles are the greatest. Fuck, I love bubbles. Great. That's a word I would use to describe bubbles. Help! There's a whole lot of bubbles. I don't know what to do with them. I'm gonna go crazy. I. That's me. The word I is me. Just kidding. Back to bubbles. Ku Klux Klan don't like the bubbles. Literally, they hate bubbles. Man, oh man, oh man, oh man, I love bubbles. No, I don't like bubbles. I love them. Oh, that's what's next. Oh, bubbles. Pretty cool this game is. I like this game. It's great. Quandary. That's what I'm in right now. Quandary about bubbles. Really, 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 really love bubbles. Sanitary bubbles. Sanitary bubbles only. Tell me more about bubbles, please.
They're nice.
I didn't... Stop. No talking. It's my scene. This is my scene. Unicorns love bubbles too. Very, very, very bubbly. Wow. Xylophone. Yahtzee. Zebra. Bubbles. Alright, and scene.
You have a question. You have 2 questions.
I have 2 questions.
What the hell are sanitary bubbles?
All bubbles are sanitary because they use a sanitary solution. Thank you very much. Have a great night. Alright, bring it back your host, Tim.
What color is your favorite of bubbles?
Alright. That was Mr. Wacky Wacky Zany Improv. He had to go. He had to get back to Newnan. He had to go all the way back to Newnan to go do some more Wacky Wacky Zany Improv because that's what he does at the Newnan. The Newnan Improv. Alright. Cool. We've got one more comic left for you. Really, really great guy. He came all the way from up north. So just please give a hand for Santa Claus.
Oh my god. Oh my god. Oh my god.
Hey, ho, ho! Hey, I'm Bad Santa! Whoa! Ho, tell me, kids, what do you want for Christmas? Little girl, what do you want for Christmas?
Money.
Santa can't give you money. He can only give you his loving. Santa! I'm Santa! Alright, what you people out there, what do you guys want for Christmas? Tell Santa why he drinks his beer.
Cheese?
Oh, hope you're not lactose intolerant. That's the joke, because if you were and I gave you cheese, you'd be really gassy. Santa already has a lot of those, mostly because of his ex-wife and children. I miss her so much. I thought that becoming Santa would make me more popular and make me love them, but instead it turned me into an alcoholic. Instead of, yes, what do you want?
One big Uno wants an awkward Santa hug.
Okay. I never loves me. I'll give you an awkward Santa hug, okay? Okay, alright. Thank you, Big Uno. I really needed that, alright? How much do I make? Nothing. I have to go. All right, that was Santa. Wasn't Santa great? We love Santa. Awesome. All right, well, thank you guys for coming to the stand-up show. TIMdigo Chameleon stand-up show. I hope you had a great time. You saw a lot of comics. I don't want to call them up and coming because they're here for sure, but couldn't get anyone else. All right. Well, that does it for our stand-up show. Santa was the headliner, and just like that one show we were at, he's the only one getting paid, and he shouldn't be. So, all right. Oh, you need. Oh, I mean, I guess. I could be the headliner. What do you guys say? You think I should be the headliner?
Yeah.
The headliner? What do you guys think? Do you think I should headline really quick? I can do a bit. I can headline. All right. Guess I won't. I had a joke. I had a joke I was gonna do, you dumb shits, but I guess not. I had one joke and it was gonna be really good. All right. I'll do the one joke anyway. All right. So I'm the headliner. So I was gonna take a piece of paper. I was gonna put it on my head, and I was gonna draw a line. I'm the headliner. You get it? The headliner. All right. I did it. Okay. All right. Thank you so much for watching TIMdigo Chameleon, the greatest show on television. Have a good night. I'll be back at some point to do more jokes, and I'm really sad. I'm a very sad person.